So we had a lot of Saras mentioned this morning, and I am another one. As president of Congregation Tifereth Israel, it is my pleasurable task to welcome everyone here this morning. Our members, of course, and the many guests I see here at our Rosh Hashanah worship service. I'd also like to thank Rabbi Gadi and our cantor for allowing me to share the Bima this morning for a short holiday message. Every month, our shul publishes a newsletter, appropriately named the Shofar. For it too, like its ancient predecessor, calls attention to important events here in our own Jewish family and in the global Jewish community. Tucked into its pages each month is a message from our rabbi, writing that's largely based on scripture and religious practice that serves as guidance for a good life. And yes, the president of the shul also offers commentary. In a recent issue of the Shofar, I described something I had observed. And that is my subject here today. A few months ago, I wrote about a scene I had witnessed, one that to this day continues to haunt me. A scene that refuses to leave my consciousness, even as I go about my tasks and various writings by the office that I hold. I am consumed by that scene. And I ask your indulgence today as I raise it yet again. As I explained in my shofar message, I was seated on one of the benches that front the entryway to the community center building at Peconic Landing where I live. Directly across the patio, an elderly gentleman was seated similarly, scanning the cars as they approached the building just as I was. Both of us obviously watching for a familiar one, signaling that those we were awaiting had arrived. We nodded at each other in camaraderie, silently acknowledging our shared activity. As keen as I was to catch sight of Jenny's car, that's my daughter who was coming to visit me that day, I kept my eye on my companion, wondering what his plan for the day would be with his guests. Just then, he rose quickly from the bench, focused on the vehicle maneuvering carefully into a nearby parking space, his face beaming with eager delight. Out from the car bounced two teenage girls, their father, I presumed, and a brown-skinned woman dressed in the traditional garb of her Asian heritage. The group moved quickly to meet the old man with hugs and much chatter about how the girls had grown and how long it had been since they'd seen each other and how well they all looked. The woman, on the other hand, approached more cautiously, reveling in the beautiful reunion taking place before her. As she neared the old man, she knelt down, bowed low, and gently touched her hand to both of his feet, then stood and kissed her fingers before wrapping her arms around him in a loving embrace. In maybe 5 seconds, it was over. But I will never forget that sight, that gesture of humility, that act of reverence for age, lowering herself before him to show respect. I've thought about those few seconds many times since it happened. Even I felt the honor as one who was openly allowed to observe. World cultures show honor and respect in varying ways. In Japan, for instance, people greet each other by bowing lower than the person they are greeting. In China, people who are offered a gift accept it with both hands, not just one. In Nepal, visitors are expected to remove their shoes before entering a home or a temple. And in many Asian cultures, respect is offered as I had just witnessed it. We Jews, too, show kavod, honor, and respect in small and meaningful ways, and also through major commitments. We light candles and recite the Kaddish prayer in remembrance of those who have died. We cover our heads, light Shabbat candles, and affix a mezuzah at our doorways to show respect to our faith. We stand when reciting various prayers during ritual services, and we express joy in communal worship. As we learned at a recent Shabbat service, one of our members honored her family by traveling to Israel in a time of strife for a granddaughter's wedding. Another endowed a place of healing in Israel in honor of his parents. This is Rosh Hashanah, a brand new year, an opportunity to begin again, to make amends, to start fresh. It is an opportunity also to look inward, to determine for ourselves where we could do better as family members, community members, and most importantly, as Jews. In so doing, I ask that you look close to home, right here in this building, in fact, this special place that has been a spiritual home for generations of Jewish families. And I ask that you show respect to our shul, to honor our shul with your presence as you are doing today, and also with your participation in our activities, in our events, in our Shabbat services, and our holiday observances. And I ask too that you honor this shul with your gifts, for it is your financial support that makes all the rest possible. During these high holiday services, you will hear from my friend and colleague Judith Wiener. She will talk to you about the high holiday matching gift campaign. And I ask that you respect her message on behalf of this shul and become a part of the Jewish continuum here on the North Fork, here in Greenport, here in this building, where strength and fortitude through the ebb and flow of Jewish life have sustained us for 120 years. I respect that. I hope you do too. Thank you.